Welcome, dear viewers, to an extraordinary journey that will take you beyond the stars and into the unknown. Imagine a team of brave astronauts, handpicked for their unparalleled skills and courage, embarking on a mission to explore a distant planet. But what they find there is far from the scientific discoveries they expected. Instead, they encounter colossal apes, reminiscent of King Kong, in a battle for survival. Will they be able to overcome these monstrous creatures and return home? Stay tuned as we uncover the thrilling story of the astronauts who dared to venture into the unknown. Don't forget to subscribe for more exciting adventures and leave your thoughts in the comments below. What would you do if you encountered such creatures? The year is 2045, and humanity has taken its first steps toward colonizing the cosmos. The Mars One mission was a success, and now, with advanced technology at our disposal, we have set our sights on a distant planet known only by its designation, X-37. Aboard the spacecraft, the crew of 6, led by Commander Elena Petrova, prepares for the journey of a lifetime. They are scientists, engineers, and explorers, all united by a common goal: to expand human knowledge and push the boundaries of exploration. As the spacecraft leaves Earth's atmosphere, the crew settles into the routine of space travel. Days turn into weeks, and the monotony of life aboard the ship is broken only by occasional updates from mission control. The excitement builds as they approach their destination. The planet X-37 is unlike any other in our solar system. Its atmosphere is rich in oxygen, and the surface is covered in dense forests, towering mountains, and vast oceans. It is a world teeming with potential, and the crew is eager to begin their work. Upon landing, the crew disembarks from their spacecraft and sets up camp. The air is crisp, and the landscape is breathtaking. But it is not long before they realize that they are not alone. Hidden among the trees, they catch sight of massive shadows moving through the underbrush. These are no ordinary animals. They are colossal apes, standing over 10 meters tall, with muscular bodies and sharp, intelligent eyes. The crew quickly realizes that they are in grave danger. Commander Petrova orders the team to remain calm and to avoid any sudden movements. She knows that panic could lead to disaster. The apes, though formidable, seem to be observing them rather than attacking. For now, the crew must bide their time and wait for an opportunity to learn more about their new environment. But the presence of these creatures complicates their mission. The apes are highly territorial, and the crew must constantly stay vigilant to avoid detection. They set up a makeshift base deep within the forest, using the latest in stealth technology to remain hidden. The days pass slowly, and the crew begins to adapt to their new surroundings. They gather data on the planet's flora and fauna, but their focus is now divided between their scientific objectives and the looming threat of the apes. Despite the challenges, the crew remains determined. They know that their mission is crucial to the future of humanity. They must find a way to coexist with these creatures and continue their research. But little do they know that their greatest challenge is yet to come. Days turn into weeks, and the crew of the Mars One mission grows increasingly accustomed to their new surroundings. The planet X-37 is a world of contrasts, with lush greenery and towering mountains, but also harsh weather conditions and unpredictable wildlife. The crew has managed to establish a small base camp, complete with advanced technology to protect them from the elements and potential threats. One evening, while conducting a routine survey of the surrounding area, the crew encounters something unexpected. As they move through the dense forest, they hear a low rumble, like the growl of a distant beast. Commander Petrova stops immediately, signaling her team to halt. They stand still, listening intently, and soon they see it. A massive ape, easily twice the size of any human, standing at the edge of the clearing. Its fur is dark and coarse, and its eyes gleam with intelligence. The creature watches them for several moments before turning and disappearing into the underbrush. The crew exhales a collective sigh of relief, but the tension remains palpable. This is their first real encounter with the apes, and it serves as a stark reminder of the dangers they face. The crew decides to return to base, where they can discuss their next course of action. Back at camp, the crew holds an emergency meeting. They agree that they need to learn more about the apes without provoking them further. They decide to set up cameras and sensors around their base to monitor the creatures' movements. Over the next few days, they gather valuable data, including footage of the apes interacting with each other and their environment. The apes appear to be highly social, forming tight-knit groups and communicating through complex vocalizations. Despite the initial fear, the crew begins to feel a strange sense of admiration for the apes. They are not mindless beasts, but intelligent beings with their own culture and society. This realization brings both hope and concern. If the apes are intelligent, they might pose a greater threat than previously thought. The crew must tread carefully, balancing their scientific curiosity with the need for self-preservation. One night, as the crew is preparing for bed, they hear a loud crash coming from outside. They rush to the observation deck and see one of the apes standing at the edge of their compound. It stares directly at them, its eyes reflecting the light of the campfire. For a moment, the crew is frozen in place, unsure of how to react. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the ape turns and walks away, leaving the crew to wonder what it wanted. The encounter leaves the crew shaken but determined. They know that they must continue their mission, but they also recognize the importance of respecting the ape's territory. They decide to modify their research plan, focusing on non-invasive methods to study the apes without disturbing them. It is a delicate balance, but the crew is committed to finding a way forward. As the crew of the Mars 1 mission continues their research on the planet X-37, they make a startling discovery. While exploring a remote valley, they stumble upon the remnants of an ancient civilization. The ruins are vast and sprawling, with towering structures and intricate carvings that hint at a once thriving society. The crew is immediately intrigued, and they begin to document the site in detail. The ruins are unlike anything they have ever seen before. The architecture is sophisticated, with advanced engineering techniques that suggest the civilization had a deep understanding of physics and mathematics. There are also signs of advanced technology, including what appears to be a power source and communication devices. The crew is left to wonder how this civilization came to be and why it disappeared. As they explore further, they notice something peculiar. Among the ruins, there are depictions of the apes they have encountered. The carvings show the apes in various roles, from warriors to leaders, suggesting that they were once part of this ancient society. This revelation sends shockwaves through the crew. If the apes were once part of a civilization, it raises questions about their current behavior and their relationship with humans. The crew decides to conduct a thorough investigation of the ruins, hoping to uncover more clues about the ancient civilization and the apes. They spend days combing through the site, analyzing artifacts and studying the carvings. They discover that the civilization had a complex social structure with different classes and professions. There are also indications of advanced medical knowledge and a sophisticated legal system. One day, while examining a particularly intricate carving, Commander Petrova notices something unusual. The carving depicts a series of symbols that seem to form a map. Intrigued, she and her team follow the map to a hidden chamber deep within the ruins. Inside, they find a large stone tablet inscribed with ancient text. The text is difficult to decipher, but after hours of analysis, they manage to translate a portion of it. The tablet reveals that the ancient civilization was destroyed by a catastrophic event, possibly a natural disaster or a war. The survivors, including the apes, fled to the mountains and formed a new society. The tablet also mentions a powerful artifact, said to possess immense power, capable of controlling the very fabric of reality. The crew is both excited and wary. The artifact, if found, could provide valuable insights into the planet's history and the fate of the ancient civilization. However, the discovery comes with a warning. The tablet states that the artifact is guarded by powerful forces, and those who seek it risk facing unimaginable consequences. The crew debates whether to pursue the artifact or leave it untouched. They know that the risks are high, but the potential rewards are equally great. In the end, they decide to proceed cautiously, gathering more information before making a final decision. With the discovery of the ancient tablet, the crew of the Mars 1 mission is now on a quest to locate the powerful artifact mentioned in the text. They know that the artifact could hold the key to unlocking the mysteries of the planet X-37 and the ancient civilization that once thrived here. However, the tablet also warns of powerful guardians protecting the artifact, and the crew is well aware of the dangers they may face. The search for the artifact leads them deep into the heart of the planet, where they encounter treacherous terrain and hostile environments. The crew uses their advanced equipment and expertise to navigate through the dangerous landscapes, but they are constantly on edge, knowing that the apes are watching their every move. The apes seem to have a keen interest in the crew's activities, and the crew must be careful not to provoke them. One day, while exploring a dense jungle, the crew stumbles upon a hidden cave. Inside, they find a series of tunnels leading deeper underground. The walls of the tunnels are lined with ancient carvings and symbols, some of which match those on the tablet. The crew follows the tunnels, their hearts pounding with anticipation. After hours of walking, they finally reach a large chamber. In the center of the chamber stands a massive stone pedestal, upon which rests a glowing orb. The orb pulsates with energy, casting a soft light throughout the room. The crew is in awe, knowing that they have finally found the artifact. However, as they approach the pedestal, they hear a loud rumbling sound. The ground begins to shake, and the walls of the chamber start to close in. Suddenly, the air fills with the sounds of growling and snarling. The crew turns to see a group of massive apes entering the chamber. The apes are larger and more aggressive than any they have encountered before, and they are clearly guarding the artifact. The crew knows that they are in grave danger, and they must act quickly to survive. Commander Petrova signals her team to back away slowly, avoiding any sudden movements. The apes circle around them, their eyes glowing with intelligence and malice. The crew is trapped, with no clear escape route. Just when it seems like all hope is lost, one of the crew members, Dr. Jameson, spots a small opening in the wall behind the apes. He signals to the others, and they quietly make their way toward the opening. The apes, sensing their movement, charge at them. The crew scrambles through the opening, narrowly escaping the apes' grasp. Once outside, they collapse onto the ground, gasping for breath. They have survived the encounter, but they know that the artifact is still guarded by powerful forces. They must find another way to access the artifact without risking their lives. The crew regroups and discusses their next move. They decide to use their advanced technology to create a distraction, drawing the apes away from the artifact. With careful planning and coordination, they manage to lure the apes into a trap, allowing them to retrieve the artifact safely. The artifact is a sphere made of an unknown material, glowing faintly with energy. It feels warm to the touch, and the crew can sense the immense power contained within it. In the aftermath of retrieving the artifact, the crew of the Mars One mission takes a moment to reflect on their incredible achievement. They have successfully obtained the powerful artifact, but they are also acutely aware of the responsibility that comes with it. The artifact, as described in the ancient tablet, possesses the ability to manipulate the fundamental forces of the universe. The crew is both exhilarated and cautious, knowing that the artifact's power could be used for either good or ill. Dr. Sarah Chin, the mission's chief scientist, examines the artifact closely. She notes that the sphere is composed of an unknown element, one that does not exist on Earth or any other known planet. The surface of the artifact is smooth, with intricate patterns etched into its surface. These patterns seem to shift and change, as if responding to the crew's presence. Dr. Chen hypothesizes that the artifact is alive, or at least sentient, in some way. The crew decides to conduct a series of tests to better understand the artifact's capabilities. They begin by using simple commands, asking the artifact to display basic information about itself. To their astonishment, the artifact responds by projecting images and data onto the walls of their base camp. The images depict the ancient civilization that once inhabited the planet, offering glimpses into their daily lives, their technology, and their downfall. The artifact also provides insights into the apes, revealing that they were once revered members of the ancient society. The apes were considered protectors and guardians, charged with defending the civilization against external threats. However, as the civilization declined, the apes became isolated and eventually retreated into the mountains, forming their own society. The crew is fascinated by this revelation, realizing that the apes they have encountered are not mindless beasts, but intelligent beings with a rich history. Encouraged by these initial interactions, the crew begins to experiment with more complex commands. They ask the artifact to demonstrate its power, and it responds by creating a localized field of energy around their base camp. The energy field acts as a protective barrier, deflecting any incoming threats and shielding the crew from harm. The crew is amazed by the artifact's versatility and power, but they also recognize the potential risks associated with its misuse. One evening, as the crew gathers around the artifact to discuss their next steps, they witness an unexpected phenomenon. The artifact begins to glow brighter, and a soft hum fills the air. Suddenly, the crew feels a surge of energy coursing through their bodies. They experience vivid dreams and visions, reliving moments from the ancient civilization's history. These visions offer valuable insights into the artifact's true nature and its potential applications. The crew is both elated and apprehensive. They know that the artifact holds immense power, but they also recognize the ethical implications of wielding such power. They must consider the consequences of their actions and ensure that the artifact is used responsibly. The crew agrees to proceed with caution, conducting further tests and experiments to fully understand the artifact's capabilities before making any major decisions. As the crew of the Mars One mission continues to explore the powers of the artifact, they become increasingly aware of the apes' growing hostility. The apes, once content to observe from a distance, now actively seek out the crew, their eyes filled with suspicion and anger. The crew realizes that the apes have become aware of the artifact and its significance, and they are determined to prevent the crew from using it. One day, while the crew is conducting a test involving the artifact, they hear a loud commotion outside. They rush to the observation deck and see a group of apes approaching their base camp. The apes are larger and more aggressive than any they have encountered before, and they are clearly prepared for battle. The crew knows that they must act quickly to defend themselves. Commander Petrova signals her team to prepare for combat. They activate their defensive systems, creating a shield around the base camp. The apes charge at the shield, their powerful fists crashing against the barrier. The crew watches nervously, knowing that the shield cannot hold indefinitely. They must find a way to neutralize the threat before it's too late. Just as the shield begins to weaken, Dr. Jameson suggests using the artifact to communicate with the apes. He believes that if they can establish a connection, they may be able to resolve the conflict peacefully. Commander Petrova agrees, and they activate the artifact, projecting a message of peace and cooperation. To their surprise, the apes stop their attack and listen intently to the message. The crew watches as the apes gather around the projection, their expressions shifting from anger to curiosity. They seem to understand the message, and after a brief discussion among themselves, they retreat, leaving the crew to breathe a sigh of relief. The crew realizes that the apes are not inherently hostile but are concerned about the potential consequences of the artifact's misuse. Inspired by this interaction, the crew decides to establish regular communication with the apes. They set up a system of signals and gestures, allowing them to convey messages and ideas without direct confrontation. Over time, the apes become more comfortable with the crew, and the tension between them begins to ease. One day, during a routine communication session, the apes present the crew with a gift. It is a small, intricately carved object, similar to the symbols found in the ancient ruins. The crew studies the object carefully and realizes that it is a key, or perhaps a map, leading to a hidden location. Intrigued, they decide to follow the path indicated by the key, hoping to uncover more secrets about the planet and its inhabitants. The crew sets off on their journey, guided by the key. They travel through dense forests and across treacherous terrain, encountering numerous challenges along the way. Despite the difficulties, they remain determined to uncover the truth. Their journey takes them to a remote mountain range where they discover a hidden cave. Inside the cave, they find a large, ornate door, covered in symbols and carvings. The crew of the Mars One mission stands before the ornate door, its surface covered in intricate symbols and carvings. The door is massive, its design suggesting that it guards something of immense importance. The crew knows that this could be the key to unlocking the final piece of the puzzle, providing answers to the many mysteries they have encountered on the planet X-37. Commander Petrova approaches the door, her hands trembling slightly. She places her palm on the surface, feeling the cool metal beneath her fingers. The symbols on the door begin to glow faintly, and a soft hum fills the air. The crew watches in awe as the door slowly swings open, revealing a dark, shadowy chamber beyond. They step inside, their hearts pounding with anticipation. The chamber is vast, its walls lined with ancient artifacts and relics. In the center of the room stands a large pedestal, upon which rests a glowing crystal. The crystal pulses with energy, casting a soft light throughout the room. The crew approaches the pedestal, their eyes wide with wonder. They realize that they have finally found the source of the planet's power. Dr. Sarah Chin examines the crystal closely, her scientific mind racing with possibilities. She notes that the crystal is composed of an unknown element, one that does not exist on Earth or any other known planet. The surface of the crystal is smooth, with intricate patterns etched into its surface. These patterns seem to shift and change, as if responding to the crew's presence. Dr. Chen hypothesizes that the crystal is alive, or at least sentient, in some way. The crew decides to conduct a series of tests to better understand the crystal's capabilities. They begin by using simple commands, asking the crystal to display basic information about itself. To their astonishment, the crystal responds by projecting images and data onto the walls of the chamber. The images depict the ancient civilization that once inhabited the planet, offering glimpses into their daily lives, their technology, and their downfall. The crystal also provides insights into the apes, revealing that they were once revered members of the ancient society. The apes were considered protectors and guardians, charged with defending the civilization against external threats. However, as the civilization declined, the apes became isolated and eventually retreated into the mountains, forming their own society. The crew is fascinated by this revelation, realizing that the apes they have encountered are not mindless beasts, but intelligent beings with a rich history. Encouraged by these initial interactions, the crew begins to experiment with more complex commands. They ask the crystal to demonstrate its power, and it responds by creating a localized field of energy around the chamber. The energy field acts as a protective barrier, deflecting any incoming threats and shielding the crew from harm. The crew is amazed by the crystal's versatility and power, but they also recognize the potential risks associated with its misuse. One evening, as the crew gathers around the crystal to discuss their next steps, they witness an unexpected phenomenon. The crystal begins to glow brighter, and a soft hum fills the air. Suddenly, the crew feels a surge of energy coursing through their bodies. They experience vivid dreams and visions, reliving moments from the ancient civilization's history. These visions offer valuable insights into the crystal's true nature and its potential applications. The crew is both elated and apprehensive. They know that the crystal holds immense power, but they also recognize the ethical implications of wielding such power. They must consider the consequences of their actions and ensure that the crystal is used responsibly. The crew agrees to proceed with caution, conducting further tests and experiments to fully understand the crystal's capabilities before making any major decisions. After months of exploration and discovery, the crew of the Mars 1 mission finally prepares to return to Earth. They have gathered invaluable data and insights about the planet X-37 and its ancient civilization, and they are eager to share their findings with the rest of humanity. The journey back to Earth is fraught with challenges, but the crew remains determined to complete their mission. As they near Earth, the crew reflects on their experiences and the lessons they have learned. They are grateful for the opportunities they have been given and the knowledge they have gained. They are also deeply affected by the apes they encountered, realizing that these creatures are not mere beasts but intelligent beings with their own culture and society. The crew hopes that their discoveries will inspire greater respect and understanding for all forms of life. Upon arriving on Earth, the crew is greeted by a hero's welcome. Their mission has captured the imagination of people around the world, and their findings have sparked new conversations about the possibilities of life beyond Earth. The crew shares their experiences and discoveries with the public, emphasizing the importance of responsible exploration and the need for humility in the face of the unknown. In the years that follow, the crew continues to advocate for peaceful and respectful interactions with extraterrestrial life. They participate in conferences and events, sharing their knowledge and inspiring others to pursue careers in science and exploration. Their mission has left an indelible mark on the world, and their legacy will continue to inspire future generations. The crew of the Mars 1 mission returns to Earth as heroes, their journey marked by bravery, determination, and discovery. Their mission has not only expanded human knowledge, but also fostered a greater appreciation for the wonders of the universe. The crew's findings have sparked new conversations and inspired future generations of explorers and scientists. In the years that follow, the crew continues to share their experiences and insights with the public. They participate in conferences, give lectures, and write books, all aimed at spreading awareness and promoting responsible exploration. Their mission has left an indelible mark on the world, and their legacy will continue to inspire future generations. One day, as the crew reflects on their journey, they realize that their most significant discovery is not the alien civilization or the artifact itself, but the realization that all life, no matter how different, deserves respect and understanding. They hope that their mission will serve as a reminder of the importance of empathy and cooperation in the face of the unknown. And so, the legacy of the Mars One mission lives on, a testament to the courage and curiosity of those who dared to venture into the unknown. The crew's story will be remembered for generations to come, a beacon of hope and inspiration for all who dream of exploring the stars. Don't forget to subscribe for more exciting adventures and leave your thoughts in the comments below. What would you do if you encountered such creatures?